Skinny Hardaway Southern T, back with another EP, and it is four, it ain't even 4 in the morning yet. It is 3:58 in the morning, Memphis, Tennessee. Appreciate y'all folks starting through. If this your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button as well. Talk this good. Boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions, every single day, and not just today. Today, we're here with a fun fight breakdown, right? We got Sugar Nunez versus Emmanuel Navarrete, right? Now, this isn't a fight for the casuals, right? If you're a casual guy, right, this ain't the fight for, the Ryan Garcia fans, of the world, the Tank Davis versus Jake Pauls of the world, right? This is a real hardcore, hardcore fight, right? All Mexican war, right? Mexican war, Mexican unification war, right? At that. I was supposed to drop this Monday, right? Um, I did film study Monday. I just came back and did the same reading you doing up, Maria. Maria. Was good. You see, I still got the robe on. Still got the robe on. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know it's here. I'm getting y'all right for the weekend. I'm getting us right for the weekend, right? Getting everybody right for the weekend. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm doing right now, man. We getting us right for the fight weekend. And cause lately, man, lately these lines been getting ridiculous. By the time the fight start, the lines be so juiced, they be so ugly, right? You almost don't even want to bet it, right? So I'm finna make uh my bet today. So I said, shit, if I'm finna make my bet today, I'm finna go and drop, my video today. So that's why I'm up. Is I'm up because I'm in pain and I can't sleep. Well, I woke up out the middle of my sleep and I just said, fuck it, I'm finna go and get to work. Finna make myself useful, make myself productive. You know what I mean? So I said, fuck it, we up. I kept the robe on so y'all could know it's early, right? You know what I mean? But we got a we got a good scrap this weekend, right? Again, like it ain't for the casuals, right? Ain't for the casuals. This ain't no casual fight. I wouldn't even be surprised if almost none of the content creators, right, talk about this fight. But that's why I'm gonna come and I'm gonna talk about this fight because I think the people need to know, about this fight because it's gonna be a scrap again. We got two Mexican warriors now. We got two Mexicans, right, who like to bang, who like to come forward, who like to fight, who get knockouts, right? You know what I mean? So it's going to be it's going to be interesting, right? I think it's going to be action from the first bell to the last bell, which is why this fight is kind of hard to pick, right? Because, like I stated, you got two guys who possess knockout power. Now they get it in a little bit of different ways, but and they both do come forward, uh, right? But even that's a little different, man. You got Navarrete, he's more unorthodox, more wild, a little more chaotic, right? Then you got Suarez, he's a little more tighter, with his offense, but heavy pressure still, right? So you basically got two pressure fighters, right? Navarrete is a little more valuable with his, and I would say that Sugar Nunez is a little more calculated, right? With his, he don't take as many chances as Navarrete, but because Navarrete does take, chances, I think it increases his chances to win, right? But it also increases Sugar Nunez's chances to, hit him and hurt him. We've seen Navarrete hurt, we've seen Navarrete drop, right? So interesting, style matchup. No, I would say Navarrete's best, you know, advantage probably would be, fighting him at a distance, to mid range. But Navarrete is a guy that likes to fall in, right? He likes to fall in. He likes to fight on the inside, right? So he may give up his own. Let me So he may give up, his own height and his own reach, But there's also fights where I've seen Navarrete, you know what I mean, be disciplined and stay in that mid range and long range. But then you got a guy like Sugar Nunez, who's highly effective at getting on the inside. And then you got Navarrete, who throws a great uppercut, right? But then you also got Navarrete, who leaves himself open for a lot of counter shots. Like, right, that's his problem. Navarrete, his offense is kind of his offense is kind of his defense. Uh, right, you know what I mean? I mentioned, Navarrete getting hurt, getting dropped earlier. Most times when he's getting hurt, he's getting dropped. He's winning the fight. He's on the offense and he's getting caught in between. And that's right up, you know what I mean? Sugar Nunez's alley. Sugar Nunez, he can be you know, outworked because he is going to be the much smaller, shorter fighter, right? You know what I mean? So he could be outworked in this. Navarrete is extremely active, and I do like that. I've kind of went back and forth, you know what I mean, with this. I went back and forth with this, a couple of times, just looking at it, like who I think can win, like who has the bigger flaws, who has more flaws, uh, right? I think Navarrete defensively is more flawed, but he's also going to be taller, longer, and bigger. So I do think, he'll be able to land first, right? Which makes it even more difficult for me to actually pick, you know, my winner in this because both these guys have path to victories to win this fight. I honestly don't think that it's going the distance, all things considered, with how both of these guys fight. If it goes the distance, it's probably because one of these guys got hurt and just decided they wasn't going to engage anymore. Right? And I don't necessarily see that happen. So I do think, I don't necessarily. I do think somebody is going to get stopped. Uh, I do think somebody's going to get stopped in this fight, right? So I don't think it's going the distance. So for my betters, this fight not to go the distance is plus 120, right? But that's not necessarily the bet that I'm going to give away, right? So I'm gonna give away my bet before I give away my prediction. I do like it not to go the distance. If you want some plus money, you can play that at plus 120. Right? Can't beat that with a stick. But my bet for this fight is going to be one total knockdown, right? They got the one total knockdown sitting at minus 160. Now you got Navarrete is the underdog and it's at plus 162. You got Nunez at minus 215, right? So if you think Nunez is going to win, the knockdown prop, is better odds than Nunez on the line. And if you think Navarrete is going to win, you could just take Navarrete, on the money line. And if you're not really sure and you want some plus money, you can take that thing not to go the distance. But the bet I'm gonna give away right now, y'all, I think regardless, right? I think regardless, one of these dudes is going to hit the canvas, whether that's Sugar Nunez or whether that's Navarrete. I do think Navarrete will be able to land first. In this, Sugar Nunez is going to have to navigate his way on the inside. Navarrete is going to have to be aware of Sugar Nunez punching in between his shots. But my winner in this, y'all, and maybe it's more so of the bet, maybe it's more so of the bet line, right? Like last week, I picked Ryan Garcia, but I said I'm not gonna bet on Ryan Garcia because I don't trust him, right? I picked him, so I ended up, really not betting that fight. This week, I'm gonna pick Navarrete, right? I'm gonna pick Navarrete. I'm gonna go with Navarrete at the plus money, right? So I'm taking Navarrete at the plus money because it's Navarrete. I get a chance to get Navarrete at an underdog price. You know what I mean? He's going to be longer, right? Going to be the bigger guy. Again, like I'm banking on him being able to land on Sugar Nunez first, and the fact that I'm hoping that he doesn't get caught in between his own offense by Sugar. Because if Sugar catches Navarrete, Sugar is the favorite, right? Sugar is supposed to win this. Right? I'm gonna take Navarrete. I'm gonna take the dog, right? As long as Navarrete can avoid that big shot in between his own offense, I think his volume, right? I think the fact that he'll be able to reach Sugar Nunez first, as long as he don't stay on the inside too long, fall too far inside, he got a good uppercut. You know what I mean? As well, right? So I am going to take Navarrete as far as the pick go, but my bet is going to be one knockdown. That means either fighter to be knocked down because I do think these guys are going to be punching. And I think the reason I'm taking Navarrete also because I think Sugar Nunez is going to get caught waiting in this fight, right? I think he'll be doing more waiting, and while he's kind of waiting, trying to figure it out, Navarrete is going to be firing offense, right? So I'm banking on the fact that Navarrete is going to be busy, right? You know what I mean? So if I was going to bet this, my first bet would be knockdown. That knockdown prop is minus 160. That's the bet that I'm giving away, right? One knockdown amongst both fighters at minus 160. My second option would be Navarrete, right? My pick. And then third option would be fight not to go the distance. You know what I mean? But I got Navarrete in this. Maybe it's more of a play, because he's a dog. But I mean, him being a dog, I see past it. If Sugar Nunez was like the same height and reach as him, I would take Sugar Nunez because I do think he's the better natural boxer. But because Navarrete is so active, and Sugar Nunez, um, he picks his places, right? He picks them extremely well, but he has to get in the inside. He has to close that distance, and he has to pick his spots, right? If I could get Navarrete just to be halfway, you know what I mean, around defense, I think we gonna be all right with this. But I got Navarrete over Sugar Nunez, right, as my pick, as the underdog. The bet is one knockdown. It's sitting at minus 160. I feel like you can't beat that with a stick, right? But that's all I got for y'all, man. Skin the hard way, certainty. This ain't the past, this ain't the future. It's the present. It's how we rocking. And I'm out. Look, make sure you subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.